IIM Ahmedabad's PGPX program has a very different process. It's very different from other Indian or foreign B schools like IIM Bangalore or ISB for that matter. Uh, the main difference comes in these stages. The first stage usually for other B schools is writing the essays, also the application form and the letter of recommendation, and then comes the second stage when you are shortlisted for the interview, which is based on your application and also including weightage for your academics and your GMAT GRE scores. In the case of IIM Ahmedabad PGPX, it's different in a way that the first stage does not include essays. It only includes your application form. Now that becomes tricky because it's a very set and standard format. It's the application form, the online form, where you have to go and furnish details about your past experience, your academics, your extracurricular achievements, and so on. However, the way you can differentiate about yourself is through the descriptive areas. There are areas on job responsibilities of your current employment, your previous employment, your achievements in both of them. And another important area is that IIM Ahmedabad wants you to be very, very specific. And that's why the character count or the character limit is 1000 characters. So it's not words, it's 1000 characters. So that makes it very, very succinct and to the point, and we'll cover that in greater detail. Coming to the deadlines and the eligibility criteria. So I think what's happened over the last few years is that IIM Ahmedabad, along with other B schools, has understood that they would want to have a slightly younger cohort, and that's why what's changed over the years is the minimum age and the minimum experience criteria. So, for example, at my time, the minimum age requirement was 27 years, and the minimum requirement for experience was 6 years of experience, but now it's down to 25 years of age and 4 years of experience. So that's one thing, because they understand that there are other schools like ISB, that have a young leaders program or an early entry option, and some of the other schools also give you a deferred admit. So they are looking for that kind of a cohort, and obviously every B school wants top talent to join them. So that's one of the reasons there. In terms of deadlines, this year 31st August is the round one deadline, and they have three rounds in total. So second round would be 19th of October as the deadline, and the third round deadline would be 4th of January. So that's pretty much it about the eligibility and the process as well as the deadlines, Manan. So coming back to what you asked, Manan, about the application and how I've been helping a few people this year. Uh, I think, as I said, it's got to be very, very succinct. It's got to be to the point. You cannot, weave a big roundabout story. And, some people have this way of starting with a quotation by Winston Churchill or Mahatma Gandhi or whatever. All of that you cannot do here. You got to be specific. You got to be precise, and you got to talk about achievement. I think that's the number one thing. So, some of the people that I've consulted this year, or I am consulting as of now as well. Uh, when we started off, there was a lot of gyan in the application process. There was a lot of gyan in I did this, and this was the impact, this was the outcome, and then we had to bring it down to the core message. In terms of quantifying the impact, helping them understand what was the cost saving in terms of dollars, what was the revenue generated, what was the impact in the number of people, how many people were in the team. If somebody is showcasing say multicultural leadership or collaborative leadership, then how do you justify that it was truly multicultural? So like Vishal mentioned, right? So people, like one of my clients has worked in Africa as well. He's worked in Africa for 8 years. So he was talking about his experience, and then we said, oh, multicultural leadership is something that's probably very, very unique because you've worked in Africa for 8 years, and your team members were coming from very, very different backgrounds. They were Russians, they were Africans, people from Nigeria and other parts of Africa. There were Indians, and there were some people from Middle East as well. So He said, "Oh, isn't that the case with most people? I mean, is that truly unique to me?" But the answer is that, you would not understand what is unique unless you are speaking with somebody who's, one, been through the process, and two, knows the candidate pool as a whole, right? So that's something, that we started with. And then we brought it down that, okay, don't say I worked with people from different backgrounds. Give it numbers. I've worked with people from 10 nationalities. So that makes it specific, right? And especially in the case of PGPX, where you have a character limit, not a word limit, it makes it very, very essential to keep it precise, to the point, don't beat around the bush. And I think that's what will, differentiate you. And that would be the difference between a good application and a great application. So good applications will not make it. They'll not make the cut. The great applications will make the cut. So how do you make your applications great and not settle for good is, I think, what is the secret sauce. I think once you are shortlisted, it becomes very, very hectic because you get a few days. Like this year, the first round deadline is 31st of August. The shortlisted candidates will be communicated the result by 11th of September. And then by the 14th, you are supposed to submit the essay. So you've got like 3 days to submit your essays. And then the shortlist is for both the essays and the interviews together. So anybody who's being shortlisted has to write the essays and also appear for the interview within a week or so. So you have to prepare your essays and you also have to prepare for the interview because that's the final hurdle. So that becomes very tricky. In other B schools, what happens is you write the essays first, then you get shortlisted for the interviews. Here it's a little different. So I think what happens in most B school essays is that there are two key questions that you have to answer. They might be worded differently, but the two themes that we have seen over the years, when we've consulted people across B schools, one theme is why you. As I said, why they should be considering your candidature. How are you better than other people in the pool? So why you is the first theme. The second theme is on why MBA and why this particular school. So why uh, Ahmedabad and why PGPX. I think those two themes are very, very important. And if you can just, have your talking points ready, have your thoughts prepared, just jot them down on paper, even if they are raw at that point, it will be very, very important. And, it will be very helpful in those 3 to 5 days, that you get to write the application essays. Because it requires a lot of soul searching, a lot of reflection and introspection of your past life, like Vishal mentioned, or whatever he had done, not only at work, but even otherwise. That will all be inputs to your application. So don't believe कि यार shortlist आएगा तो करेंगे. That's not the right way, right? So start early, have some raw drafts ready for these two themes, and then okay, there would be a specific question in the essays that you have to answer specifically. You can always tailor it to that question, but the essence will remain the same. So that's my 2 cents. Have those two raw drafts ready for why you and why Ahmedabad and PGPX. I think if you are ready with that by the time the shortlists are announced, you would always have a head start over other applicants. Correct.